now suffer with digestive issues after being diagnosed with fibro, ME/CFS, what's that other one? EDS, yeah. Finally on a histamine diet with some relief, but not completely resolving. Seems like it started, my stomach is completely wrecked, my sleep and central nervous system now. Okay, is there any end to this? Can it really be reversed? Oh, I'm sorry to hear what you're going through, Nancy. 100%. It absolutely, this stuff can be fixed. The problem is you've got to treat the why. Okay, so you got a diagnosis of fibro, 11 out of 18 tender points, 4 pounds of pressure per square inch. Why? Like, why would that happen, right? ME/CFS diagnosis, right? Even the EDS diagnosis, the histamine issues that you've had. Why are all these things happening? What many doctors will do is they'll chase the triggers, right? Or they'll chase a secondary condition or a secondary problem without asking the why. So if you have histamine issues, why? Well, you're overreacting to, say, histamine in foods. That part of your immune system that produces histamine is overreactive. Okay, great. Why? Yes, you can go on a low histamine diet, but why is that happening? Well, your immune system's out of control. Well, what controls your immune system? And what that boils down to is your stress physiology. So what adrenal fatigue is a broken stress response system, not just a problem with adrenals, right? The adrenals are the end organs, the end of the line. The adrenals release cortisol and adrenaline, which are amazing hormones. I give them a bad rap all the time because of the damage they cause, but they're life-saving. We have to have them at a certain level, but you don't want too much and you don't want too little. But the adrenals don't decide to release those hormones. They're told what to do. So if we go up the chain of command, we got to get to the pituitary and the hypothalamus. Those are two endocrine glands. They live in the brain. So that's your HPA axis. They all talk to each other. But that's only the hormone side of your stress physiology. There's a whole other division of the nervous system called the autonomic nervous system, right? Automatic, right? It's the nerves that control the organs. 2 wires to every organ. One's fight or flight wire, one's rest and digest wire. They should be in balance, but most of my patients are stuck here. Too much fight or flight. Well, neither of those systems call the shots either. At the top of the HPA axis, at the top of the autonomic nervous system, there's the decision maker. It's called the limbic system. So this is not a thinking part of your brain. It's just a reacting part of your brain. And it's there to assess danger. It controls some basic physiology too, but it's there to assess danger, right? It receives a stimulus and says, all right, is this stimulus, this thing, harmful, dangerous? Can this thing kill me? Do I got to jump this body into fight or flight? Boom. Hormones, nerves, turn on the heart, the lungs, the metabolism, shut off the immune system, shut off the reproductive system, shut off the gut, shut off the thyroid, right? So we do that, and it saves our life if you do it temporarily. But if you get stuck in a situation because of genetics and because of stress over time, that limbic system gets trigger happy and it gets wound too tight. Now we start over perceiving our environment as dangerous. Now we end up stuck in fight or flight. A lot of you know what that feels like, right? It feels like wired and tension and stressed and easy overwhelm and pain and fatigue. And this sensitized limbic system is now trigger happy, over perceiving our environment as stressful. We now fill up our bucket faster and faster, and now we're just stuck here. So what happens then is we create excess wear and tear on our body, and we suppress the rest and digest, the healing and repair side of our physiology. We also suppress our immune, digestive, reproductive, thyroid. You'll notice that theme. Stress hits the immune system, causes the immune system to get flared, and you see histamine problems. When you treat that control center, right, that broken stress response system that we'll call adrenal fatigue, but the whole thing, when you treat that, you can shift your physiology back into balance and not have to deal with these histamine problems anymore. Not have to have the chronic pain, which also comes from central sensitization, central for central nervous system. This is why a lot of my patients, right, they're sensitive to like bright lights, loud sounds, harsh chemicals and smells. And even touch, right? You could touch one of my patients and the brain registers pain. Why? It's sensitization. Those stress hormones hit the nerves and make them all trigger happy. So there is absolutely a way out of this, but we can't chase the symptoms. You can't chase the names. CFS and fibro, these are like diagnoses of exclusion. I can't figure out any other reason why you're tired. Must be chronic fatigue syndrome. They don't know what to do with that. I can't figure out any other reason why you hurt all the time in weird random places. They don't know what to do with that either. We do, because there's an underlying physiologic cause. That's what we have to fix, and you absolutely can. And what I would encourage you to do is, if you're new to this, maybe go to my YouTube channel. I talk about this stuff constantly. There's hundreds of videos on there talking about all these symptoms and this interconnectedness. There absolutely is an answer. And if you want to reach out and talk to somebody, you can get a complimentary call. Just put a comment down here in the comments and reach out to us. There are ways out. So I want you to hold on to hope. Okay, Nancy? Kay says, is thickening